Peace, wholeness, love, and light. I'm Nudiamonds here with a energy reading for Venus entering in Libra. I hope everyone out there is feeling well, feeling good. This is some of the most beautiful, like benevolent energy that we have been in a while. Okay, this is all about love relationships, and this is with yourself, with others, with your relationship with your higher self, the most high, right? Whatever is your sense of your ritual, whatever you do every day, really getting in tune with that and thriving in that and operating from divine justice and balancing out your values to be your full self, to reach that sense of wholeness at this time. This is such beautiful energy, and this is like ending wars, ending battles, ending conflicts, as we're already seeing these things happen in political structures. This is just pure love and light, right? This is what we incarnated for. This is that time we've been waiting for, is that balancing, that union, that divine interference as we all become one. Okay, becoming whole with yourself. All right, so this energy starts 10/13/2005 on the, 2025, whoa, on the Gregorian calendar. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. It could be something returning from, past, the past, as far as like past love, past relationships, past friends coming back, the return of divine union, right? The return of that inner flame, the return of that inner child, that inner happiness, getting one with yourself, and finding love in all ways, okay? Not just the sense of a partner, right? Even though this is a big upgrade for partners, right? If you are in a relationship, if you are married, this is where you're going to feel that, this is why I married you. This is why I love you. This is why we got into this relationship. This is why, I'm so infatuated with you. Your pheromones is turning me on, right? That sense of that aphrodisiac energy, and just really having this hyper active attractiveness at this time with this energy being present. Okay. So yeah, let's deep dive into it. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification. And yeah, shout out to Soul Tribe. Shout out to the members. We about to start deep diving into my notes. All right. So I said this is all about love relationships and your relationship with money, right? Things that you invested in, things that you've been pouring into at this time, as there will be like this buzz around you, right? This highly attractive energy at this time as you begin to tune into your true values, right? What is it that you truly value, and getting in tune with that at this time, okay? I also said divine love. Love is going to be enhanced, right? Love is in the air. I said this is the season of love. Okay, so this is just all of that, feeling that bliss, feeling those hormones, just, the sense of erotica, the sense of getting your mojo back, and just really being in that essence, and feeling good again, right? Feeling that, spark within yourself, feeling that spark within you and your partner if you're in a relationship, or really wanting to connect with someone on that same level, not as a sense of needing someone or wanting someone, just, just sharing beautiful energy, right? We are social beings, and it is okay to share energy with others who you trust, who you deem valuable, who you feel worthy, who's deserving of your energy. It's okay to share that, and it's always, centered in your heart, right? So it doesn't always have to be a sense of a love relationship. It could just be a partnership. It could just be a friendship. It could be a business relationship. So it's all of these different aspects of relationships and partnerships really blooming and balancing at this time. Okay. And I also said a lot of abundance. So it's going to be a lot of abundance right? An abundance of love, an abundance of money, an abundance of energy, as this energy is super highly charged at this time. Okay, so really feeling giddy, really feeling good, getting out in nature and just enjoying that energy, enjoying that frequency. I know, man, I've been outside like a wild woman and just really just embracing the clouds, embracing the clear skies, embracing earth, embracing the wind, looking at the birds, looking at the animals, just really being in tune with nature, as is a sense of us getting in tune with ourselves, being grounded, feeling one, feeling whole, with the planet that we're on, right? We're on planet Earth, and you really want to get connected to that energy too. Like I said, the abundance of all things, love of all things at this time, as Venus is, that love, that values, that money, things that, get our attention. And Libra is that justice, that relationship, that scale, that law, that marriage, right? So how are you married to yourself, right? How are you balancing out yourself at this time, on all levels? Okay. And I said divine union in all ways, right? So, being connected to Soul Tribe, right? Shout out to Soul Tribe. Being connected to, like I said, the earth, being connected to, your money, or really watching what you're consuming at this time and what is consuming you. And consumption is food. Consumption is what you're listening to. Consumption is what you're watching. Consumption is what you're touching, what you're allowing in your environment, and what energy you're putting out as well as receiving at this time. So consumption on all levels, right? Energetically, spiritually, financially, sexually, emotionally, right? Just being mindful of these things and really feeling a sense of balance at this time with all of these energies that are here at this time, okay? And valuing that balance, right? Because, oh my goodness, I know these past couple of weeks, y'all been seeing me. I've been super charged up. I've been super emotional, and I finally feel balanced. I finally feel like, okay, I won't be, impulsive with certain things. I won't be, just feeling a sense of chaos, right? I finally got centered in myself. I finally balanced myself, and I'm thankful for that. I'm valuing this balance. I'm valuing the energy that I'm in now, because sometimes it's hard to find balance, but when you do, it's like I'm centered. I'm there. So valuing balance at this time and valuing your journey, right? How long it took you to get here. And looking back at how much you have grown, looking back how far you have come, looking at all the obstacles that you have overcome, and really valuing that, right? Some of these things, some of these experiences were exactly that, things for us to experience, to gain a sense of wisdom, to gain a sense of a lesson being learned to help us maneuver through whatever we're going through at this time, and just really valuing that, okay? And valuing where you're at right now. So really being present with that energy and being thankful and grateful for how far you have come. Okay. I also said this will be a time of very powerful relationships, power couples, right? Whatever you've been tapping into at this time, just really embracing that and being thankful for those moments, right? Being thankful for your partner, being thankful for yourself, being grateful, being in gratitude. And when you stay in that frequency, it's very powerful, it's very abundant. And also, like I said, if you are single, you could be attracting partners, attracting a love relationship, as this will be a time of admiring and adoring, right? Adorn, people and things, and being grateful, right? Being grateful for the people that are in your energy, who are supporting you, and embracing that at this time, okay? A lot of passion, right? So like I said, if you want a relationship, okay, it's going to be a lot of love making, a lot of baby making, a lot of passion, a lot of aphrodisiac energy as we start to go into that Scorpio season, right? That balancing out with yourself. You're feeling whole, you're feeling complete, you're feeling good. And that really that's that spark, right? That passion, that fire, that desire. And letting that just guide you at this time. It's a beautiful thing. Love is such a beautiful thing, and having that passion, that flame, that spark with someone that you love, right, is undescribable, and it's blissful, and it's everything. That power of creation, that act of creation is beautiful. So yeah, this will be a time where a lot of love relationships enhance and upgrade and just grow at this time. All right. Grow and blossom and bloom. Okay. I also said a time for analyzing things, filtering out things. Like I said, if you aren't in a relationship, this could be a time where you're really analyzing people to see if you want to be in a relationship with them, or analyzing yourself. What is it that I need to work on so I can feel whole, complete, healed, and working on self-love, working on self-worth, and pouring into yourself, so you can be all that you can be, right? And like I said, if you are thinking about dating, really analyzing partners, not a sense of judging them, but doing what's going to work best for you, what makes your heart happy, right? What makes you feel good, and yeah, all of that good mushy stuff. All right. And valuing true love, right? I know I value love. I value true love. Witnessing that with, my mother and my father. They've been together for, since before I was born. They've been together 6 years. And watching them go through, their ups and their downs, and they're still together. I value that. I value a partner who is going to love me unconditionally, right? That is something to value. That is the sun rising every day unconditionally. That is us floating in the middle of space unconditionally, right? It's this divine love, this divine union that is inseparable. And it is the infinite love at this time. So I really value that. I value true love. And I feel like this will be a time where people will be valuing true partnership, people they can trust, people that are loyal, valuing loyalty. For those who are, on that level, because some people, they value certain things, and that's okay. That's what their spirit came here to experience. But I feel like if you part of Soul Tribe, we are elevating and growing, open up to ourselves, and wanting to find what works best for us at any given time, right? Whether that is learning about ourselves, getting in tune with another person, that is true love, right? Loving yourself truly, being a sense of authentic, being yourself authentically, that is a form of true love, and valuing yourself as well, okay? Also valuing stability, right? Valuing money, valuing your foundation. All of these things will be, a sense of harmony, and just really finding a ground, really anchoring into this energy, and just being comfortable, a sense of being comfort. That's why I didn't do too much. I was like, no, I'm sitting on my couch. I want to be comfortable. And that is the energy, is being comfortable in this new essence, this upgrade, this love of self, this love of your partner, having a comforting love, right? I don't want to be uncomfortable in love. I want to be comfortable with myself. I want to be comfortable with a partner. I want to be able to come as I am, and they accept me for who I am. And if you have that in a relationship, that is something to value, right? It's a lot of, ooh, oh my goodness, y'all. This goes so deep, because this goes into the generations, right? We're in the social media era, and it is bringing a lot of delusion to people, as certain people think, you can just pop the balloon because of certain expectations or things, and that isn't reality. Some things aren't real, and I want to find something real. Okay. And if you got something real, if you got something, value that, right? That's what this is about. Okay. And being stable, and being secure, and being comfortable in that. Also money, right? Because some people are like, I'm focused on my bag. I'm getting to the bag. This is the time where you get focused on your money, focused on your projects, focused on your goals, focused on your endeavors, making those investments, right? Whatever it may be, whether it's crypto, whether it's your house, whether it's a car, whether it's land, whether it's yourself, whether it's in books, whether it's your children, whether it's your future, right? Whatever you're investing in at this time, valuing that because it will pay off. Okay. It will pay off even if you don't see it. Give it time, give things time, have patience with yourself, give yourself grace as there is a new energy that is unfolding. Okay. And I said this will be a time of very electromagnetic energy, right? So attracting things, people watching you, like that fly on the wall type of energy. Someone's been watching you for a while. It's kind of what I'm getting. Like, if, take what resonates, y'all. So it's this essence of someone watching you, someone wanting you, someone being attracted to you, vice versa. You probably been watching somebody, you attracted to someone, or just attracted to something, right? This doesn't always have to be a person, right? You getting in tune with yourself and finding this balance with yourself, and you being electromagnetic, you pulling in, having a sense of alchemy and being an abundance magnet at this time. Okay. As that is that attractive energy, right? Abundance is a sense of attracting things, letting things come to you, because you are worthy, you are the deserving, you poured into yourself, you poured into this thing, you poured into this project, and you're going to receive, ample amounts of abundance. Also the sense of flowers, right? Something looking attractive. Bees are attracted to flowers for that nectar, for that pollen, the sense of pollination, the sense of creation, and, to make that honey, right? But it takes a lot of work to get to that honey, to get to that nectar, okay, to get to that gold, that liquid gold, right? So this is us seeing results after we put in so much work, right? Whatever you've been working on with yourself, you finally feeling balanced, you finally feeling secure, you finally feeling like, okay, I could finally rest after putting in all this work, and it's time for me to receive that reward. Okay. Like I said, that pheromone energy, someone just loving you for you, someone valuing you for you, you valuing someone for them, right? For their heart, for their integrity, for their mind, and vice versa. Okay, this is that divine union, right? That twin flame, that twin soul, right? That soulmate energy. And like I said, this is on all levels, on friendships, business ships, partnerships, love relationships, on all levels. So just being open to this energy at this time, as it is a very highly seductive energy, and that seductive energy can go either way, go both ways. Okay, it's whatever you want it to be. All right, it's whatever you make of it. And that seductive energy can be used as a sense of malice, right? Using and manipulating people with your energy, and we don't do that, right? We don't operate like that over here on this platform, on this channel. But some people do. So being mindful of that and making sure that you're using discernment, and also, being seductive, right? Being in that energy and radiating that energy, that vibrancy, that love without malice, right? And just being aware of that, right? I know who I am. I know I'm powerful, and I am a master manifester, right? That's a sense of that seductive energy, and me not using it to manipulate people. Okay. So be mindful of that energy, as it's going to be a lot of sexual energy at this time, a lot of like I said, aphrodisiac, a lot of kundalini energy rising, right? Unleashing that dragon, rah rah, like a dungeon dragon. Okay, when the two become one, I done left my dang gate open, the dang fly came in, right? So like I said, it's this buzz around. As soon as I said the kundalini, the fly came in, right? Somebody coming in to your energy, someone coming in to your aura. So you can rise that kundalini, right? Also rising your own kundalini. Okay, it's a lot of kundalini activations going on at this time. So just being mindful of that at this time, as that energy is very potent, is very sacred, is very charged up. Okay. So you really want to learn how to control yourself, have self-control, have emotional discipline and master your emotions, have emotional intelligence at this time. As this is, rah like a dungeon dragon with that kundalini energy, you want to learn how to ride a dragon. Learn how to train a dragon, right? If you learn how to train a dragon, then you can learn how to ride the dragon. All right. So this is, like I said, this energy is whatever you want it to be. All right. So yeah, that was like the main thing that I was getting. I was getting a lot of love, a lot of abundance, a lot of commitments, a lot of new contracts being signed. Okay, so this is physical, spiritual, right? Making a pact. Oaths. Okay, I'm hearing blood oaths. So yeah, and that's like I said, when the two become one, when someone when you have sexual intercourse with someone, that is essentially a blood contract, right? That is swapping DNA. And if you have a child with that one, that is a new bonded contract. That is a new entity. That is a co-creation. That is a partnership. That is a business ship. That is a long lifetime thing, right? That's not something on physical paper, right? That you can just, erase, even if you have a baby in the woods, you know what I mean? That's something energetically. So just be mindful of all of the connections that, you are making at this time, as this will be a highly charged up and highly magnetic energy at this time. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's get into the chart. Here's what the chart looks like. You see that beautiful Star of David, that beautiful Seal of Solomon, that beautiful Merkaba, smack dab in the middle of the chart. All right, it's so much energy. Okay, it's so much going on. And we about to deep dive into it. Okay. So I said, just from this energy, Venus entering in Libra, we also have the sun in Libra. So this is a time where you'll be focused on values, money, love, and your heart. Okay. And things, your passions, your desires, your heart being ignited at this time. Okay. And what is it that you desire? Okay, so if you guys don't be taking notes or anything, or I suggest that you at least write that one down. What is it that you desire? What is it that you love? What are some goals that you have? What is it that you value? What is it that you value about yourself? What do you love about yourself? Right? Shout out to Miss Blue. She told me a couple weeks ago, write yourself a love letter. I suggest that to everybody, right? Write yourself a love letter. What are some things that you love about yourself? And not a sense of a narcissistic, not a sense of materialistic, spiritually. What is it that you love about yourself, and how resilient you are? Okay. So if you've been putting in the work, you can get it. Okay, I wrote these notes about a week ago. Okay, I said if you're putting in the work, you can get it. All right, holla if you hear me. Okay, if you're worthy. Okay, all right. But I said if you've been putting in the work, you can get it. You can have it. It's yours. Okay. If you've been putting in the work, you can get it. You can have it. It's yours. Why? Because you've been working hard. You've been working hard for this. You've been pouring into this, right? You've been planting the seed, nurturing the seed, watering the seed, speaking to the seed, tending to the garden, pulling out the roots, right? So when these berries start to bloom, yes, I would love some blueberries. Let me, pick the blueberries and enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? If I want it, I can have it like that. We are master manifestors, but it also takes time, action, and patience, discipline, and consistency to manifest these things in this realm of reality. Okay. So that is a sense of that balance with that star in that chart, because it is a water trine. And it is an air trine. That's what's forming that Star of David, that seal of Solomon in the chart that you guys seen, right? And it's also attributed by a mystical rectangle. Okay, so there is this mystical, magical energy, mystical, magical things that are happening within yourself, within the physical realm, within the spiritual realm, within your masculine, your feminine, within the physical masculine, within the physical feminine at this time. And I really feel like this is a time where we set aside our differences and we come together as a collective. We come together as a family. We come together as a tribe, and we work together because we are better united than we are divided, right? So this is a time where we set aside our differences and come together as divine union at this time. Okay. What else did I put in here? I said divine harmony with the masculine and feminine, souls united. Okay, so this is a time of great uniting. Okay. And I feel like this is a time where the world, while we're, like I said, this isn't just about us, right? This is about the planet, right? We're seeing some wars overseas finally cease fire, right? They finally cease fire, and things are starting to transpire. Things are starting to calm down. It's this great just union within the government, within, the UN, within United Nations. And we're seeing these things happen in real time, right? So, and this is also, like I said, as above, so below. We're seeing, things happen interstellarly that we've never seen before, right? So also within the waters, within the earth. And this is where we just get in tune with ourselves. Like I said, get out in nature, ground yourself, put them bare soles of your feet out on the grass, get out in nature, listen to water, do things that are going to help you stay grounded and centered in your energy at this time. Okay. But this is that balancing of that energy. And like I said, this is happening on all scales and all ways, on all levels. All right. Another thing that was in the chart was Saturn and Neptune are in opposition of Venus and Libra. So, I mean, Saturn is all about discipline. Saturn is all about the masculine energy. Saturn is, karma. Saturn is time. They like to call that Chronos. So, and then we also have Neptune there, and Neptune is all about spirituality and illusions and delusions and fantasies and dreams and music and water. So it's a lot of things going on spiritually, and making sure that you have the spiritual discipline, right? Because everything happens in the spiritual realm first. And when I say that, that means things are transpired from a thought, right? And thoughts happen in darkness within our minds, right? We don't have a thought and it pops up physically in our face, right? It's something that we think of. And when we think of those thoughts, we are able to manifest those things in physical reality if we put action behind them. So if you've been working on your spiritual discipline and mastering yourself, then you will be able to have this sense of this manifestation of this balance energy, right? So how do you get in balance with yourself? You make sure that you have that spiritual discipline. How do you get in balance with your values? How do you get in balance with your money? You make sure you have discipline with your money. You make sure you aren't lost in a delusion. If you aren't lost in a fantasy, you are breaking through karmic loops. You're breaking through generational curses, so that way you can have this sense of freedom, this sense of sovereignty, this sense of your career taking off if you've been making the right investments in your career, in yourself at this time. Okay. So I said lots of spiritual and physical abundance and rewards and gifts being known in your career. So whatever you've been working on as far as your career, as far as goals, as far as fame, right? Whatever you want to be known for, those things are going to be extremely highlighted at this time. Okay, you guys. So make sure that you are pouring into yourselves as these things. This will be a time where stars are born. This will be a time where new stars are created. I put supernova at the top of the page. And I feel like this will be a time where a lot of stars are being exploding and blowing up, and just exposed to certain realms and certain people who need to see their light, right? So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I really feel like it's gonna be a lot of underground people getting their shine, right? Getting what they rightfully deserve. A lot of people in the spiritual community that have been putting in the work, getting their flowers. Okay, make sure you guys give people their flowers while they're alive, right? Don't wait till people die to start posting pictures you had of them for 5 years. I can't stand when people do that for clout. It's so annoying. No, give people their flowers now. Show them love right now. Okay. So yeah, I said the spotlight for you to shine. New stars are being born and hidden stars are shining. Okay. New karmic contracts are being signed. New karma contracts are being signed and sealed, right? With that star of David in the chart, with that seal of Solomon in the chart. And I said that because, like I said, if you've been putting in the work, if you've been grinding, if you've been operating from spiritual intelligence, operating from emotional intelligence, mastering yourself, then this new paradigm, this new energy, this new timeline that you're stepping into, you won't make those old mistakes. You won't make that same mistake. You won't be getting caught up in that same loop. So you're signing a new contract, a new relationship with self, making a new pact, a new oath with yourself to be greater, to be better. And there will be a lot of abundance that comes from that, right? And knowing that you are sealed, you are protected, you are divinely protected and divinely guided at this time. And you just continue to grow in whatever endeavors that you have invested in at this time. Okay, you guys. We also have Jupiter and the moon in Cancer, and they are conjunct in Cancer, right? So this will be a highly charged time for energy, emotions, right? Maybe being overly emotional, someone being overly obsessive, right? Being overly passionate with that Jupiter, because Jupiter is all about expansion. Jupiter is all about abundance. Jupiter is all about big, right? The biggest planet is conjunct the moon, and the moon is all about healing and emotions and the mother and the water. So, and illusions too. So, make sure that you guys are mindful. Like I said, mastering your emotions at this time. Make sure you have emotional intelligence and being mindful of that at this time, being mindful of others at this time, because you don't want to interfere with what someone else has going on, because you never know what people going through. Okay, so this is where you mind a business that pays you at this time. Okay, so being mindful of your emotions, being mindful of how you're physically coming off, how you're physically acting, right? Just being mindful of your mind, body, and soul, and how are you present, right? How are you radiating that energy at this time, okay? And I said, make sure you have emotional intelligence, lots of spiritual activity. And when I say that, like I said, we have a lot of things in space popping off. We have a lot of things energetically popping off. I know ever since the full moon in Aries, the energy has just been completely different, right? We have the government shut down. We have NASA shut down. We have the HASMA. They just ended, ceasefire. So there is so many things that are transpiring at this time. So you got to make sure that you're in tune with yourself. Make sure that you're balanced with yourself. Make sure that you are loving on yourself at this time. Okay. And I said there will be a sense of a lot of divine energy pouring in, right? So a lot of ancestor influence things coming in. So be mindful of that and honor your ancestors. Pour a little libations out for your ancestors, okay? Make sure you tapping in and being grateful and showing honor at this time. And also valuing the collective consciousness and how everything is transforming at this time. So being mindful of a lot of different things, being mindful of all of the energies that are percolating right now, and old values and beliefs dying for the new ones to be written. Okay, so letting go of certain old structures, old beliefs, and tapping into what is truly that you believe, and maybe even writing your own, rules and regulations and goals at this time. Okay. Yeah, so I said there will be new laws, there will be new books, there will be a sense of divine order in court, right? Order in the court, right? Order with all of this chaos energy here. It is for order to be restored, right? So there's going to be a lot of different things transpiring and transcending at this time. And it's for us to get in order, right? So getting your stuff in order, getting things in order. The divine is getting things in order, right? as there's a sense of judgment that is being casted right now, and it's not for us to judge. That's not our job, right? But there will be justice, there will be order, and there will be victory as well. Okay. And yeah, so that was pretty much the chart. I have also noticed, yeah, just making sure that you're healing yourself and focus on healing yourself and mastering yourself, because there is a lot of square energy here with Chiron squaring Jupiter and the moon. So being mindful of how you're healing and not being too overly emotional. Like I said, minding your emotions, getting outside, grounding yourself if you have to, calming down. It's also a cross here. So a lot of opposition here. Okay. So make sure that you are finding balance, because sometimes that there will be tests, there will be things that trigger us. But like I said, those experiences that we had in the past are for us to go in our tool bag to use at this time. All right. So let's get into my meditation that I did for this energy. And soon as I tapped into the meditation, I forgot what energy I was reading for. And that never happens. But it's like forgetting something, but the divine energy is present, right? Because I was like, I'm doing Virgo. I'm doing Venus in Libra energy. And soon as I honed in on energy, the divine presence was just sitting right there. I could just feel the divine presence. Okay. So forgetting something, but remembering, right? And the divine is coming in to help us remember. Okay. And the divine energy is present. Okay. So I seen the opening up of hands, right? So it was like hands opening up. And it was our hands opening up. Okay, so we're opening up, right? And then I seen an eye within this hand, right? So we're opening up our eyes, right? Opening up to breaking through illusions and opening up to our gifts, opening up to this different sense of sight. And we are surrendering to that, because not only did I see the hands open and I seen the eye in the middle hands, I seen the whole arms open up just like this. And it was like we were surrendering to this divine energy at this time. Also, it's going to be a lot of distractive energy, right? At this time. So just be mindful of that, and tune it out as best you can. Take a break, pause, and get in tune with yourself at this time. Okay. Cause that's all part of the energy. All right. But surrendering and, a divine surrender to all, right? So when you surrender, you're surrendering to the divine, and you're surrendering to the all. And when you do that, you are letting yourself know and the divine know that you trust it. And it is this beautiful just relationship that you are locked into, this tether, this communication, this energy, divine energy, divine interference, divine union that you have with the all at this time that cannot be broken. Okay. So then I heard a divine surrender to the all. Then it was like spirit kind of, because y'all know I'd be tapped in. So it was kind of like I could hear it, and then spirit entered my body, and I started to say that. I was like, okay, so spirit wants us to say this. So repeat after me. I surrender to the all in order to restore my heart. The discipline I hold is like a baby kissing and holding me in the divine nourishment and the divine love. Okay. So I'm holding myself accountable for the love that I instill in myself, for the love that I instill in others. And I'm surrendering to this divine love, to this divine all, to this divine knowing, because I know it is going to nurture me regardless of what is going on, right? It's that, like the divine holding us like a baby and kissing us and just in love with us, because that's the vision that I seen as I started to speak these words. Okay. Then I seen this like aura, this circle, this like galaxy, this Ouroboros energy with like a stick or like a sword or something in it. I still can't quite describe it. It could be like a space station. It could be like a galaxy. It could be like a form of thought. It could be like you and your aura. Is multi-dimensional things. Like I said, take what resonates. But I said a stick with an aura around it. And it's this Ouroboros energy that we are breaking through. It is done, and I see you, and I see the light now. Okay. So, like I said, we completed this old cycle of going through these karmic loops. We have broken through certain karmic loops, and we are entering in the new. Right? We are those new stars. We have arisen, and we are going to be shining bright, brighter than ever at this time. Okay. So those were my notes. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification. If you feel called to donate, my Cash App is Nudiamonds101. If you feel called to book any readings, personals, any products, any crystals, Palo Santo, sage, candles, whatever, you guys can check out my website, nudiamonds.net. And yeah, let's jump into some divination. Okay. This book was calling me I can't never pronounce it. The Bhagavad Gita. Okay. I read this book from time to time just to get a sense of spiritual essence. But this book was just like calling to me today. 624. Okay. I'm on page 624. Wow. So things doubling up, right? That union, the two becoming one. But yeah, spirit just wants me to just turn it to a random page and read that. This is going to have a message for the collective. Okay. All right. We're on page 488. No way. I'm not going to even look at it yet. Page 488. All right. I love this book. It has the real translation, their writings and definitions. Yeah, I just love this book. Okay, so 488. Wow. And it says 11. It says Arjuna spoke, rightfully bristling haired one, of thee by the flame. The universe, it rejoiced, and it is gratified. The demons, terrified, in all directions they flee. And all they shall bow, the thrones of the perfect ones. Wow. That's the balancing, that higher and that lower. That's exactly what we talked about. Okay, I'm going to read the next page. And it says, and why to thee not they should bow, O great one, greater than Brahma, even to the original creator, infinite Lord of gods, dwelling of the universe, non-existent, that beyond which. Wow. And I love it because it's kind of like you got to take what resonates. It's not just hey, do right by God and God is love. And it's like, no, it really goes into the metaphysics. It goes into a different term of literature. And I love it. Okay. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Rightfully, O Krishna, the universe rejoices and it is gratified by your praise. The demons terrified, flee in all directions, and all of their throngs of the perfected ones bow before you. Ooh, from you mastering your discipline and being in tune with yourself, the demons flee because you have mastered yourself, right? And this is Krishna. This is Arjuna speaking to Krishna. I love that. And why should they not bow to you, O great one? Who are the original creators, greater even than Brahma, infinite lords of God? You are the dwelling place of the universe, the imperishable, the extent and non-existent, and that which is beyond both, right? So we are immortal beings. This is talking about the nagas, right? We them nagas, we them dragons, that kundalini, right? When you master these different aspects within yourself, you're able to be of God, right? Be just like a God, as we are co-creators. And we are multidimensional. We exist in all realms of existence. So I love this. I love this. Rejoice and gratified by your praise. The demons terrified and flee in all directions. Ooh, the universe rejoices. Ooh, the thrones of the perfected ones bow before you. I love that. That is powerful. And it's page 488. Okay. Let me go back to my page 246 so I don't lose my spot. All right. You're going back so you don't lose your spot. Like I said, everything that I say and do is all part of the reading. All right. And then I'm going to pull some of my sacred destiny cards because these cards were calling to me today. And yeah, like I said, it's kind of like going back to something, going back to that first true love, right? Something that got you started in something. So I want to give thanks and grace to the divine ancestors, benevolent spirits that work with us of the highest light. I thank you and I give gratitude. Okay, so I'm going to just pull one card, and that's going to be the energy that we're going to be feeling for this season while Venus is in Libra. Okay, you guys, so let's see. Again, thank y'all so much for being here with me. Solitude and adventures, both of them fell out. They both flipped over, right? So like I said, balancing with yourself in this adventure with yourself, your journey, right? How have you been getting in tune with yourself? Mastering this is the golden time, right? Well, did I say that moon, right? After that super moon that we had, it feels like, yeah, we're finally finding balance in paradise, this adventure within ourselves, and being one. Because even though this adventure card, this one's speaking out to me, right? With 45 on a chart. Yeah, it's like we've been on this long awaited adventure with ourselves, right? And after, you mastered yourself and you get in tune with yourself, you're able to blossom and fly with the pack. You're able to fly free. Okay. So I'm gonna read adventures because adventures is really speaking out to me. Healing chaos is on the bottom. Right. So we didn't heal a lot of chaos. Like I said, we didn't broke a lot of generational curses with the work that we're doing. And it's been a beautiful metamorphosis with this butterfly energy here. Like I said, a lot of air travel, a lot of flight with that water trine and that air trine here, because we got a lot of birds, but we also have the water here. Right. So it's just finding balance with yourself after healing chaos, right? How do you sit comfortable and be comfortable with yourself after healing? You just integrate that energy and embrace that at this time, okay? So adventures, it says symbolically water usually relates to emotions. Moving water is moving and fluid emotions. It represents letting go and release. Water also represents spirituality, and moving water can represent spiritual rejuvenation, regeneration, and renewal. Water falling from a great height, such as a lofty waterfall, intensifies every meaning of water, and the power of moving water doesn't allow life to be stagnant. It activates new experiences and adventures. The sacred landscape wants you to know something exciting is around the corner. You are entering a new frontier filled with expansive energy. Begin to look at your world in a new and different way. Something that you thought was mundane or someone whom you may have overlooked will be opening the door to new opportunities and a bigger and bolder way of living. Be willing to see the world around you in new ways. Don't be lulled into complacency. This card appears when you're ready to move your blinders, when you're ready to remove your blinders and take action so life doesn't become stagnant and lackluster. It can also signify incredible spiritual attunement and spiritual voyages. I love that. Okay, so I feel like that's confirmation on everything that we talked about. Just getting in tune, finding balance with yourself so you can continue on this beautiful journey that you are on. Okay, so again, that is my Venus entering Libra energy reading. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop them gems in the chat. And yes, if you guys feel called to Like I said, do anything. Everything that you may be looking for is down in the description box. I love y'all so much, and I catch y'all on the next one. Peace.